Welcome to my study skills program, Friedman Study Skills. My name is David Friedman, and I'm going to show you how to use the Friedman method in taking class notes. So let's begin. So what you want to do is you want to write a perpendicular line from the left-hand corner down the sheet of paper. And at the top you want to write your name, the title, the instructor, and today's date. And in the upper right-hand corner, you want to draw a circle and the page number inside. Then you want to start taking notes in the wide right-hand margin. You want to take as many notes as possible, including examples, details, and as much as you can describing what the teacher is saying. And in the left-hand corner, you want to create questions based on the information in the right-hand margin. And that information involves key ideas that are underlined from your body of notes. And then in the left-hand margin, you want to continue with that process using who, what, when, how, and why type questions. So this is an example of what a page of notes looks like. And if you notice, you'll see in the left-hand corner, you have all your questions from the top of the page to the bottom of the page. And the right-hand margin, you would have all your class notes. Now, don't worry that it doesn't look neat or that it may be not as clear as what you're seeing right now with typed notes. The important thing is that you can read it and that you abbreviate whenever possible. So now we're going to process your class notes using the Friedman method. So what you want to do is on the left-hand corner, you want to read questions for your lecture notes, and on the right-hand side, you want to look at the one or two key ideas that answer that question. And then you want to put a line next to the question and go to the next one. And you want to go from the top of your page to the end of your lecture, reading the question, and then reading the key idea that answers that question. And then, after doing it every other day, on a Friday, you want to quiz yourself. And then as you go to the question, you try to remember the key idea that answers that question. If you can't answer it, you want to put a circle and an X in it, and then go to the next question. And you want to do that process until you get to the end of your class notes. Prior to the quiz, you want to try and answer the questions that have the circle and the X in it. If you get it correct, you want to put a check mark in that circle. And you want to go to the next question with a circle and an X in it. And you want to do that until you get every single circle and X correct. And then you've mastered your class notes and you're ready to process your textbook or online notes in the same manner. And just keep in mind that you're going to check off those circles and X's once you get the question right, and it may take you up to 7 tries to get every question with a circle and X in it complete. For others, it'll take less than that. So in the next slide, I'm going to summarize the Friedman note method for taking class notes. Okay, so now we're going to summarize the Friedman method using class notes. So what you want to do is you want to draw a line 2 inches from the left-hand corner of a sheet of paper. And then on the right top side, you want to include the name, the course, the date, and the instructor. And of course, you want to put a circle and a number inside of it on the top right corner. And you want to take notes on the right side. Try and use 6 to 8 word phrases. And then you want to indent and skip lines when possible. You want to write as much as possible. You want to include the main ideas, all details, and as many examples as you can. You want to include problems with word-for-word explanations, all diagrams, and arrows if possible. And you want to include student questions with the answers. And you want to write down as much as you can and abbreviate when possible. And you want to get a second set of detailed notes from another student or the teacher and fill in the gaps. And on the left side, you want to write many what, when, how, and why type questions. And you want to underline 1 or 2 word key ideas that answer those questions. And the vocabulary definition starting with what. You want to create those questions and include as much of the definition in that question as possible. And of course, you want to underline the definition in the right margin. And then you want to make a line next to the question when the answer is viewed. You want to put a circle and an X within the question when you answer them wrong when reviewing for a quiz. And then you want to check off those circles when correct. So you want to go through the first question to the end a maximum of 7 times. And you want to quiz yourself 2 days before the quiz. And you want to take it under test conditions. And you want to review troublesome questions if necessary whenever you have the time. You want to space it out every other day with 1 self-quiz per week. And you want to take 2 quizzes per week for heavy reading, problem-solving classes if possible. And then the weekly quizzes should include the first page of notes taken to the last page. Then after the exam, you want to study all your notes after 20 days. And you want to study your class notes from the beginning every 2 to 3 months if you want longer retention. And you want to do that if it's possible. So for your assignment, I suggest that you take 1 page of class notes with this method and then send it to your instructor for feedback. I'll see you in the next lesson.